Hey beer tubers, this is Ryan back with another edition of San Diego Beer Vlog. I continue with the Russian River Barrel Age series. First we looked at Consecration, then we took a look at Temptation, and now today we look at Supplication. This is another beer aged in oak barrels. In this case they were barrels that used to age Pinot Noir wine, so I'm expecting this one to be more similar to Consecration in terms of the styles. But unlike Consecration, instead of using currants, they actually added cherries into this beer. And I believe this is a brown style of Belgian ale, although I think it's also technically an American wild ale, because they are using the Brettanomyces yeast in it, and they're also adding in those Lactobacillus and Pediococcus. I don't know if I'm pronouncing those right, but those are the two bacteria strains they use in to give the sourness, the acidity to these beers. So let's get this sucker open. For those of you wondering, I am reviewing batch 005X5. I believe there might be a couple variations of that. I heard something like with an F5 or X4 or something like that. So let's get this thing off. Decent pop. Decent amount of CO2 streaming off that. Let's get it poured. And like the others, they recommend leaving the yeast in the bottle in this beer. So I'd say so far, looking at the color, this is definitely between the two that I've previously reviewed. Consecration was definitely darker than this. Temptation, very light golden ale. This one is it's kind of like an orangish color. You get a little bit of red notes, good amount of carbonation streaming up from the bottle. Nice small, medium bubbled. Maybe if I poured it more aggressively I'd get a finger head, but that's about a half finger head. And yeah, holding the light you get a lot more golden coming on the bottom of the glass, but mostly an orangish, tints of red up top. Oh, and by the way, this one is aged 12 to 15 months in their barrels. I don't know if this is the longest one in the Asian line, but it is for the three I'm reviewing today. So let's get a nose on this one. Yeah, it's like a cross between the other two. Hint of cherry. You get some of that funkiness from the Brett yeast, and then some oakiness as well from the barrels. Yeah, it's not the most aromatic beer, but let's get some of that head up there. Yeah, diving in now, the Brett's kind of more up front with the cherry notes, subdued oakiness as well. So let's give it a taste. Cheers. Definitely the sourest beer of the line. This one's kind of good deal puckering up front. As it goes to the back of the tongue, it fades away, but you're still getting a lot more puckering quality to the sourness on it. I don't know if they're using like sour cherries in there, if they're going for a more fruity cherry, but either way the cherries blend real nicely with this beer. So for this one, you also get the wine-like quality in the back end. This beer is 7%. It's actually the lighter of the three in terms of ABV. But you still get that, in this case, Pinot Noir. It's sort of more of a lighter style of a red wine. So you get some of that wine dryness. You get some of the fruitiness of that, as along with the cherries. But mainly, this one's dominated by the sourness on it. So as it warms up, the initial puckering sourness kind of fades away a little bit as your palate gets used to it, and the other characteristics in this beer really come up to the forefront, like the Brett leaving that nice earthy, not a huge like barnyard funk, but nice little funkiness to it, along with the oak barrels coming into play. Get a little oakiness in there, so some wood notes. The cherries are a little more muted. I think they are more for the sour side of things. So thankfully for this one, although it does appear fairly highly carbonated, it doesn't completely blast your tongue with carbonation like some Belgian style beers will. So that's a nice aspect that leads to me to a little better drinkability. This one, it's kind of hard for me to rate. I would say it's definitely an A beer. I'm just trying to figure out if I like this one more than Consecration. I think Consecration had that a little more tartness to it with the currants. But this one, I mean, I think it's more drinkable than Consecration. It's obviously a lower alcohol by volume on it as well. But it kind of competes with the flavors that you get with Consecration. I definitely like this one more than Temptation. I'd say out of the 3 Temptations, my least favorite. So yeah, I'm going to go with an A on Supplication. So please comment and subscribe to the channel. That's going to be it for Russian River beers. Please check out my review of Russian River's Damnation. That's their strong golden Belgian style ale. So check out that review on beergeeknation.com, and I will see you next time. Cheers.